Hey guys, welcome back to Film Read. Who knew the real face behind Schneider? Nickelodeon has been a major part of our childhoods for most of us and still continues to be the most watched kids channel globally. Dan Schneider, the man behind almost all the productions of the channel since 1988, is known to be one of the most successful producers, but there is an ugly reality about his success which eventually led to his dismissal from the channel. For our listeners, here we have compiled some creepy facts about Nickelodeon's Dan Schneider. Dan Schneider's career started in the 80s through the 90s when he was a supporting actor in some movies and some sitcom TV shows. Dan took to behind the scenes after he decided he did not want to be an actor henceforth, and he began his career at Nickelodeon after hosting the second annual Kids' Choice Awards in 1988. However, if you've been on any part of the internet since the mid-2010s, then you are probably aware of the major scandal that started taking the heat regarding Dan Schneider, and since then, there have been more and more celebrities coming forward stating that there have been scandals. There have been reports of more and more creepy instances happening on the sets of Nickelodeon, usually involving Dan Schneider, that have affected these celebrities at very young ages. He is pretty creepy, like there's always been something creepy going on with him to the point where it is totally noticeable. Let's get into it and talk about how Dan Schneider is known for having a low-key foot fetish, which is absolutely creepy. Let's start with the logo of Nickelodeon, which is literally a giant orange foot that certainly also depicts the childish and playful status of the channel, but the more you dig into it, you will notice some pretty weird and creepy things relating to feet. If you pay close attention to each episode of the show on Nick, you might notice a recurring theme of characters' bare feet having something to do with the episode that can easily be related to Dan's musings, as he somehow found a way to add feet into the mix. Jeanette McCurdy, who played Sam on the very famous show iCarly, is one of the characters that often had scenes where her bare feet were a major part of the frame, which was just straight up gross after a certain point. Another theme that tends to show up in tons of Nickelodeon shows is Schneider's creepy way to constantly sneak in dirty and adult jokes almost into every episode. This is absolutely unnecessary and even unethical, since Nick is one of the most popular kids channels. It is always fun to get a laugh out of kids shows that only an adult might understand from time to time, but now knowing that Schneider is certainly a creepy guy, it is weird imagining what he may have been thinking during writing these creepy jokes. It must get weird on set having kids say all those weird jokes for the show. Ever notice how almost every single Nick show features a female lead character? Some people assume that it's because Dan is actually a pedophile who preys on teen girls, but others dismiss this as saying that it's normal for Hollywood to breed young women into characters on TV shows. This definitely is a fact about the industry, but who's to say Dan doesn't do it deliberately, given his history and creepy nature? There have been quite a few creepy instances where Dan has done some weird things to the actresses on the show that have not quite sat right with the viewers. One of the instances was Ariana Grande being sexualized and having weird scenes and explicit lines in the show which are not okay for a kid to perform. In addition to this, there are photos that resurface every once in a while showing Dan Schneider getting quite cozy with the teen girls. The behind the scenes videos also show him spending a lot of time with the actors on set, which kind of makes sense when you're almost like family, but from an outsider's point of view, it's still weird to see a grown man getting so comfortable with literally a bunch of kids. Do you think it's normal for a producer to get super close with the children he works with? Finally, in 2018, Nickelodeon officially cut ties with Dan Schneider after some abuse allegations that surfaced from different staff members. Allegedly, he even shared photos of the teen girls' toes on social media at one point. This is the creepiest thing to expect from your workplace. There's also internet proof of his unprofessional behavior, like Jeanette McCurdy came forward and said that the abuse and intensity of working on the set caused her to develop an eating disorder. Others remain anonymous in their allegations, which led suspicion being on the loose, which eventually led to his dismissal. Did you ever expect this from him? Dan Schneider and his creepy acts were not only unprofessional, but also extremely disappointing, and we can only imagine how difficult the crew must feel working with him. Anyways, be sure to leave a like to the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.